Tapping in.
Are we live?
Miles, there's a conversation that we need to have that is very near and dear to you. I don't know if you want to be able to lead us on this current news of ours, brother. Take us there.
My mind just immediately started racing for like good reasons that this conversation would be near and dear to my heart after that setup. But checkmate. Good. Well played, sir. Perfect. Well played. I'll just have to own it. Yes, I love OnlyFans. I was an OnlyFan. I wasn't actually, because as this conversation will show, I don't know all that much about OnlyFans. But apparently, what I do know is that they are moving away from their explicit content, and that was kind of the only thing that I didn't know about them. So what the guan? what is there going to be left of OnlyFans if it doesn't have the only thing that I knew it for, and that was scandalous, risque materials?
I mean, listen, man. With what we've been,
Nice, killing it with the visuals.
Miles wants refund for explicit content on OnlyFans.
Wait, what? Oh, you YouTube audience. Oh, for the audio audience, Zoya's put up a banner that says Miles wants refund for explicit content on OnlyFans, and that is if you got $1 for me, I'll hold that. But I don't think I I made any purchase. That is hilarious. That is, well, yeah. That you, with great power comes great responsibility. Look how he quickly changes it to the perfect current news. OnlyFans goes clean. Perfect. It's like, yo, this guy's good. This guy's good. Oh,
I mean, look,
funny.
dude. With essentially, it comes down to advertising. It comes down to advertising capabilities, right? One second. Gotta turn this light on. It's so dark in here.
It's too dark. Oh. It's too dark.
Nice. It's all better.
Mike.
What essentially we're getting into with this convo is so then obviously OnlyFans is pretty much 80% of it is dedicated to this explicit content, right? And they've been trying to raise capital for a few years with a lot of banks and venture capitalists who essentially even have said not to even take them seriously past due diligence, which was the first line of consideration if somebody is going to invest in your company or not. So for OnlyFans to be struggling with that, I think speaks a lot more to how people monetize things on the internet, right? And with streaming, ad revenue is super important. And when people do not want to be affiliated with this type of content, and the company can make and raise capital on its own, it then has to adhere to what investors would want, which is not this type of pornographic content.
And I think, thank you, first of all, for that summary. And I think that kind of just begs the question, well, it's their primary, if it's their primary source of content, right? Like, it's interesting that they would choose to abandon precisely what has made them put them in the position that they're in, right? To even attract investors or even to be in the room to have conversations. And it's like, I don't know, maybe as a creator or somebody who is always trying to be on the side of creators, I would love to see them think of a way to, like, yeah, I don't know. It's funny. There's so many different connections to it. And I think part of what makes me kind of want them to go a different way, or to kind of fight for that space in explicit content, is that, like, yeah, maybe we need to knock down some of these taboos. Maybe they're I don't know of another space for, like, people that are to have the opportunity to make money in that way off of, like, and that's their choice, right? Off of their bodies, off of, their whatever they choose to show sexually. And yeah, so I think part of me just wishes there was a fight harder for that. Although I certainly wasn't in the room with the OnlyFans lawyers and them. So it'll
You
be
were only
interesting.
in the room with OnlyFans
Oh
on.
God, yeah, yep.
But
Walked into that one.
what you allude to though, which I think is super important, right, is the payments of the payments of content creators, and especially in the sex in the sex industry, right? Like we know that women are highly mistreated within that industry, regardless of what new precautions are being done. To be a sex worker as a woman is still a significantly dangerous job, and one that there's a lot of exploitation. I mean, last year, or I think it was earlier this year, you had Pornhub had that massive. It wasn't even a massive scandal, to be honest, but a lot of people that were supporting Pornhub, Visa card, Mastercard, different systems providers for them, pulled back because of seeing the large. Someone exposed how much child pornography was on that site, and also how many court cases were up against them for women who were exploited through fake casting videos, revenge porn, things like that, right? So it is unfortunate because this was always a good alley for people to be able to make capital off of. So it's like what's really interesting about this from like a financial perspective and a fundraising perspective, because I'm currently in a position where I'm also trying to raise cash for a particular company and talking to venture capitalists and things like that. For Pornhub, their growth has actually been super incredible. I mean, you talk about a company that did $375 million in revenue last year, and this year is doing 1.3 billion, 1.7 billion this year, right? So like that's insane, the figures. But it just goes to show then that even with numbers that high, and having, even with numbers that high, it all comes down to who is backing you, who's supporting you, who's funding you, and he who pays the nasty piper in this case, calls the tunes.
Yeah, thank you. You kind of, yeah, you did a really great job of explaining, I think, what I was feeling in terms of just wanting there to be a greater fight for the, yeah, for people to get paid, you know what I mean, and safely, right? And hoping that there would be a community of corporations that, yeah, do understand the importance of that and would be willing to advertise, even if a little bit it is a little bit awkward, right, to be associated with like a sexual site. But that, I mean, I think I can think of sexual health and wellness, like, whether it's therapy, whether it's physical therapy, whether it's uh like sex toys and relationship, like things that can expand people's like relationships. I feel like there is so much room to move into a space where we get rid of the taboos and can start having different conversations about sex. People can be safer in doing work and earning money related to these industries. And this kind of shows is like a defeat in battle of that. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah, thanks for breaking
mean,
it down.
people. For sure. I mean, people working on OnlyFans, like there's over what they said, over 5,000 people that are making at least $50,000 a year. You know what I mean? That's incredible. That's like a starting salary for for a high level analyst, coming out of college. So think about the people that are getting fed. And if we're being like even more go women, right? There's there was a statistic that I was reading about how many people get fed when a woman makes cash and has an income, as opposed to how many people get fed when a man does. Obviously, when a man makes cash, that usually ends in a smaller radius of people than a woman who's more likely to buy clothing for school kids, feed more people, etc., etc. I don't know what the male OnlyFans looks like in this particular instance. I don't know how many people are there. Quite frankly, I've never bought anything off of OnlyFans, but I could imagine it's an overwhelming majority of women who are producing content on there. So it's sad that they're the ones that have to get chopped down, man. I love seeing women get paid. I love seeing women make money on their own accord and taking controls of their bodies and their content. And this one can't stand for, even though I don't pay for it, I still would like them to get paid.
Yes, sir. Well done. Well said. I think you put a bow on that one for us, man. I appreciate that. That's current news. If you have any comments about OnlyFans, if you are a connoisseur of the site, drop your experiences in the comments. Not too explicit, but let us know. We love engagement. So hit us up, man. Shout out to our fans as well.
what was something I heard that was super funny. Somebody said now these now the girls on OnlyFans are gonna know what it feels like to market a mixtape to promote a mixtape.
That's hilarious. Hey, watch out, Cardi B. They're coming for you.